Hi, I'm Paul, and I've got that. Carbon dioxide poisoning. Oh my goodness, sorry about that, folks. I wanted to introduce you today to my latest pleasure in life here. This is the... I'm too old for this. 1958 Epiphone Korina Moderne. Let me show you what this little beauty looks like. I took some close-up pictures earlier today. I actually did some planning, some B-roll, except I forgot to pick. Alright, so as you can see, this is one heck of a beautiful guitar. If you're not familiar with the story behind the Moderne, neither am I, a little bit. The story goes, and I'm getting all this from the internet, so it's absolutely, positively, probably not true at all, but this is the story on the internet. Back when McCarthy was with Gibson, he designed, I think in the 50s, some kind of avant-garde, space-age type guitars. You're familiar with a couple of them, the Explorer and the Flying V. Venerable guitars that are still very popular today. The third one that he designed is called the Moderne. And rumor has it, you know, back then Gibson didn't really keep good records of what they were doing, so they aren't sure whether they actually made any, or even a prototype. So they don't know if they made them. For that reason, anyone who would have an original Moderne from Gibson, you know, they could probably go by themselves their own island. I hear that Jeffrey Epstein's island is going for a song at this point. Oh, I love this thing. Anyway, so the Moderne was never really put into production. Rumor has it on the internet that Billy Gibbons claims to have an original one of these. Is that true? I don't know. Is that a rumor that Billy Gibbons himself started? Just to be a jerk? Just to mock all of us who can't afford the real thing? Is that what Gibbons did? Well, you Gibbons. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't want to put down our favorite guitarist, do I? No, the joke is that Billy Gibbons claims to have one, but he won't show anybody. You know, it's kind of like those coronavirus numbers. Oh, there's millions and millions of people, but we just can't actually prove anything for you. So, I don't know, I hope Billy has one, I really do, but if I were in his shoes, I might not show it either, just to avoid break-ins to steal it. So what they did was they came out with the Moderne at other times. What got me excited about this is my interest in, you know, growing up in the 80s, A Flock of Seagulls. So at one point, you know, their guitarist, a great guitarist, Paul Reynolds, I didn't see him with one of these, but the guy with the floppy hair, you know, the hair, the keyboard player singer, he, at one point on a video back then, he was playing a Moderne, and it caught my eye back then. So, you know, 40 years later, at that time it was a Gibson, I believe. I think they came out with these, either Gibson or Epiphone, around the year 2000, maybe? 2005, but this is like a limited edition exclusive run, and I wanted to get one before it's gone. It's made out of Korina, so it's extremely lightweight, you know, just very lightweight. And if you can see, for this one, because the case is molded for it, I got these kinds of straps that have the lock on it, so you just put it on there and kind of slide the slider and it locks it on there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. If not, I will take another picture. But I mean, look at this. When I let go of it, it's perfectly well balanced because it has the strap lock or strap holder over here and on the back here, which is pretty much the same with an Explorer or a Flying V if you want to have stability. If the strap holder's up here, it tends to nosedive. So I'm not going to say it doesn't dive, it can a little bit, but it's actually very, very stable, very comfortable to play. And the thing is, you know, it looks a lot like a flying V, but notice, you know, this horn is nowhere near as long as this. And even on the headstock, it's asymmetrical, which I like. It's not exactly the same. So, because of this curve, when you set it on your leg, it stays right there. It's actually very, very comfortable to play. And now, I have to get used to it. I'm not even used to flying V's really, but as far as getting up here and stuff. But it's very, very comfortable to play. And of course, has the typical 2 humbucker. It has gold hardware on this particular model. Oh, and if you didn't see it, check out the embossed Epiphone logo. If you can kind of see it, it's maybe 1/8 of an inch off the wood. Very, very beautiful. So let me plug these things in for you so you can hear what it sounds like. Hopefully they have a charge. Whoops, I hit the volume control with my hand. It's going to be loud. So, and you know, one of the problems with a flying V is that it often has the input jack down here. And of course, a flying V, you're always trying to keep it from sliding off and everything. Very uncomfortable. Some of them have it up here. This is very convenient to have it right down there, especially with the smaller horn. There we go. Whoops. But check out these pickups. Very, very good. These are the Epiphone Elnico Classics. So the bridge here. In the middle. Then the neck, which I really like the neck on this. Do it. So quite a bit of difference in tone on these. I've just got them maxed out over here. You've got the 2 volumes and the. Now the one thing with it, electronically, I'm not super fond of. It is an on-off switch on the volumes. Okay, I'm an idiot. I set it up wrong earlier. It's not an on-off switch. There it is. See? Now it's an on-off switch. So if you have them both kind of up a bit, anyway, I'm not here to harp on that, but when I first tried it out, it was just like on and off. That's much better. But I don't know if you noticed, but the acoustic sound on this is really nice too. Resonates very nicely. I don't know if that's because of the Korina or because of the surface area on this thing, but it leads to a lot of sustain here and really good sound. I mean, I really like this guitar. I mean, other than, you know, my 40-year obsession with the thing, I just like the guitar. It is really comfortable. It's so light. I mean, the case weighs 3 times as much as the guitar. See what I mean? It's awkward because it's for some reason it feels like my fingers are in the wrong place on it, and I think it's because I feel like I'm I feel like the guitar is pulling this way when I play it, so my hands are compensating. So when I go to switch chords, now if you stand up, that's not there obviously, although I still can't play it. But it's a little easier. In other words, it's a guitar that I have to get used to playing, which is kind of unusual. Most of the things that I like are PRS style or something in that vein, and they feel very comfortable. So even though it sits really nice on my leg, and even though it does have an armrest here, I feel like I've got a good connection with it. I still feel like I'm struggling with it, kind of moving back and forth when I'm seated. But that's okay, it's just a matter of getting used to it. But the intonation is quite good. The action is just a bit high, but it's mainly because the neck is completely straight. So I'm going to do a little truss adjustment on it. Let me see about some acoustic sound to give you a better sense of the difference in those pickups. So again, you got the bridge. I've got the effects on here. And then the middle. And then the neck, which I really like. But having said that, you know, this is, to me, it takes me back to the 80s. So I'm always looking to have that kind of, I don't know if that's the right effect for it. Let's see, do we have enough gain? Mix it up. I know there's not a human being on the face of the earth who would play that the way I just did with my pinky. I apologize profusely. I don't know what I'm doing. I just love the instrument. Sounds a lot like. Anyway, very nice sounding guitar. The neck on this is quite thin. I would compare it to an SG. I mean, it's wide, but it's very thin. Really, really comfortable. Again, the only thing playability-wise is I usually sit down when I play, and I do feel like there's this kind of horizontal pull a little bit, but a lot of it is just me. You can also play it this way. That's a nice thing. It's a little tougher with a V, but you can put this in between. But the thing is, with a V, you usually have to hold it up here like a classical guitar. You see people up there. But here you can kind of hold it a little more normal. You ever see the, on the net, I saw somebody give a exercise called the Punisher. Let's see. But to me, this will always be an 80s guitar, even though it was from the 50s and it was meant to be space age. When I grew up, the 80s was supposed to be space age. We were supposed to have our rocket packs, and we were supposed to be done with communism, but things didn't turn out that way, did it? Oh, how about a little Big Country? I never seen you. Alright, anyway, this is the Epiphone Moderne, the 1958 reissue in Korina, amber finish, just a beautiful guitar. I'm just picking random notes, you know I am. Don't call me out on it. I never said I was a good player. I just love the instruments. And this is an instrument worth loving. Folks, if you like this kind of thing, if you like something that's a little different, or if you want to kind of complete the McCarty collection and you have an Explorer and a V, this is well worth getting while you still can. I think they're getting pretty thin on them. And again, it's a limited edition reissue run here. I guess that's about all I have for it. Oh, and the other thing I'd show you though is this stand here. You know, having a guitar of this shape is kind of awkward, and this is a Hercules stand. I don't remember what it's called, something B+, like 415 B+ or something. But if you notice, it kind of leans backwards a little bit, and then instead of having a U-bar at the bottom, it has the padded legs and the rah, rah, rah. I'm invincible! I guess you have to be a Toy Story fan to appreciate that. Or unstoppable. I'm unstoppable! That was T-Rex, right? But with these, with this little thing, you just put it in here and let it down slowly. And there you go. Can you see it? Just sets right on the, just sets right on the leg, nice and comfortable, protected. These things are about 50 bucks, I'd say, but I won't go back after using them. I mean, and the nice thing about them is that when it's on here, I have to do a lot of moving stands around because my space is very limited. One reason I do the videos here. You can just pick this up with one hand and move it around without really any fear of it falling off. So I really like these Hercules stands, and I have no affiliation with Hercules at all. But if I encounter something that is really cool, the other thing would be, of course, these, the X5 or XV wireless systems. I don't have any affiliation with them either, but these things changed my life. They more or less got rid of cords for me, and I love them, and this stand as well. But if you're into this kind of guitar, I can highly recommend it. It's